everyone, and welcome back to Age Perfect Beauty. I've been asked recently in YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram from a lot of my followers if I would do a more dramatic eye makeup look. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, when you're considering which type of eyeshadow textures to wear in your eyes, you need to keep a couple things in mind. If you have really oily eyelids or very crepey eyelids, you're going to want to stick with more matte eyeshadows. If you are still able to carry off a nice frosty color or a nice sheen color, by all means, this is the time to be wearing it. You want to wear it when you want to create a more dramatic, beautiful type eye makeup look. Now, this is not something that you're going to want to wear to the grocery store. I don't know, maybe you will, but I know I wouldn't. This is something that you would wear for an evening out under the bright lights. I'm going to be using a Marc Jacobs palette. It's an eyeshadow palette, and it's called Fantasine. I've used it before in one of my other videos, but I'm going to be using some different colors this time. So, without further ado, let's get going. Okay, I have added my foundation, I've done my eyebrows, and I haven't put any concealer on because I want to do that at the very end, but I've added a little bit of eyelid primer as well. This is absolutely necessary when you're going to do especially a more dramatic makeup look, because you need the frosty or sheeny colors to stick really well, and you need a good primer for that on your eyes. So, we're starting with the Marc Jacobs Fantasine palette, and I'm going to be using a couple of colors here. I'm going to start with this one here, which is called Micha. I believe, Micha, and this one is called For More. I'm going to use that one as well. I may use this lighter color too, we'll see how it goes, but we're going to stick with those two dark colors. Now I'm going to start with this Micha, this color right here, right on the eyelid. And I'm really going to just tap this onto the eyelid itself. I really want to just take my time and build up that color on the lid. Now these, especially, you know, any kind of eyeshadow that has a little bit of glitter particles to it, it does tend to like to wander on the eye, which is why I like using a shadow brush that's like this. This is an old MAC shadow brush. MAC calls it a shader brush, I think. I never use it for that. I use it for this purpose. Just a tap on the product, right on that eye. Okay, now you'll notice that I'm not going to take it all the way out. I'm only going to take it a quarter of the way in. No, maybe half the way in. So kind of in the middle of my pupil is where I stop with that product. I'll do the other eye. Now, obviously, this is quite a dramatic look, and it's gonna look a little bit weird until it looks pretty good. And that's just the way it goes. This is a process here of building all these different colors in, and then we're going to blend them all out. We're gonna have kind of a smoky eye, but it's going to be more of a feline direction. So in other words, more like a cat eye, a smoky cat eye. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far. I'm gonna take a blending brush, and I want to be very careful how I blend this. I just want to make sure that I'm blurring out those edges of the eyeshadow, but really not bringing it up a whole lot higher. Okay, like so. Now we're going to go in with For More, the darker color, this one. And I'm going to draw where I want this product to go. So I'm going to start at the lash line, and I'm going to bring it out and out into a straight line. And then I'm going to bring it into a V. And then just fill in that V area. Now remember, this is going to look really weird until it looks pretty good. So you have to just bear with me here. Okay. Now we're going to take our blending brush and just blend that all out. Okay, that's what we've done on this eye. I'm going to take a baby wipe because I want to clean up and get a really nice defined feline straight look here. I want this to come out into much more of a clean point. Now, I'm not bringing the eyeshadow really past the end of my eyebrow. You don't have to go out quite this far, but that's really the limit. You don't really want to go out much farther than that. And I don't want it to go too much higher because I want to keep this very feline look going on with the shape of the eye. Right, so let's do the other eye. You see what I'm doing here? Starting right at that lash line, and I'm drawing it straight out, a little bit up, like so. And then bringing the two together and going right into that crease, and then just filling it all in here. Now, we've gone through this before, but everybody has different eye shapes. And when you're finished, especially when you're doing more dramatic look and when you're finished applying your first layer of eyeshadow, you definitely want to stand back and look straight in the mirror and even it out. So if that means opening up your eyes and just checking to make sure that they're even, they don't have to be 100% even because you weren't born looking absolutely even. Your eyes are a little bit, everybody has one eye normally that's a little bit smaller than the other, but you know, you want to try to even it out as much as you can. I'm going to take my blending brush and just blend that out. Now we've gone over in other videos how you balance, you know, a dark lip with the rest of your makeup. And obviously when you're doing a dramatic eye makeup look like this, you also want to take that into consideration. So we will finish off this look. I'll show you the type of blush and the type of lipstick I'm going to use. But just keep that in mind when you're choosing how you want your cheeks and your lips to look. You want to really let the focus be on the eyes this time. You want everything else to be quite subtle and just complement it. I'm going to take my wet wipe again. It's just a unscented baby wipe that I use. I carry these in my kit as well. They're really ideal for cleaning up little mistakes along the way, and then we can put concealer on at the very end. Now I'm going to go in with a clean blending brush, and I want to blend out this vibrant color just a little bit more on the lid. It's a really pretty color, but it's vibrant, which is good. You get a lot of pigment out of these. I really like the Marc Jacobs palettes. They're so nice. I'm going to get some more. Really good quality, very good pigment. Not cheap, obviously, because it's Marc Jacobs, but I think it's money well spent. Okay, I've gone in and given my eyeshadow another blend. Now I'm going to go in with this lighter color called Flesh, and I'm just going to add just a hint of this. Just a hint, right on that brow bone. It's a matte color, which is ideal because we've got a lot of frost going on in this eye right now, and I really don't want a whole lot of frost going above that crease line. A little bit, but not very much. So this highlighter is just ideal. Just a little bit, just to bring a little bit of light up there underneath that brow bone. Okay, so that's where we are so far. Okay, now I'm going to take that same Flesh color, use a smaller brush, and I'm just going to go into the tear duct area here. I'm not going to use sparkle in here. I'm going to use matte, and it's going to be very subtle. Just bring a little bit of light to that tear duct area. I'm going to go back in with that dark color for more. I'm just going to use the tip of this brush. I've got powder on there, and I'm going to place a little bit of powder underneath on my lash line, bottom lash line. Just really want to finish this off. Making sure that I don't have any gaps here in this area. Shadow goes all the way around. I'm going to take my little blending brush here. Just softly blend that in. Don't want to lose that feline shape, so I'm going to go back in with my little baby wipe here and just make sure that we have that very precise angle that goes out and upwards, which is always going to be more youthful than having your eyeshadow come down and close your eye. Next, I'm going to go in with an Urban Decay. It's a gray eyeliner. And I'm just going to go on the top ever so slightly, just in that top lash line. I just want to add a little bit more depth on the outer part of the eyelid, trying to enhance this feline look a little bit more. I'm also going to go on the top waterline. If this kind of stuff bothers you, then don't do it. I like it because I think it adds a little more drama to the eyelash area. Okay. Now we need to just make sure that that little bit of liner that we added on the top of our eyelid is going to stay. So I'm going to go back in with the same eyeshadow brush that we used with dark color, and I'm just going to go and smoke this out. And I want to be able to see where the liner starts and stops. Now I'm going to go in with the bottom waterline, add a little bit of this smoky gray liner to that bottom waterline. Okay, I've gone in, I've added a couple of layers of mascara. This look, you absolutely have to build up your mascara. It's not one of those one swipe and you're done kind of looks. You have to build it up. It's part of the dramatic eye makeup look. Then I went in and I added a little bit of concealer underneath my eye. I need it, and I think most of us need it, especially when you're wearing a dark eye like this. Now I'm going to go in with my blush, and I've chosen a nice soft warm color called Warm Soul. It's a mineral blush from MAC, and I'm just going to apply this, just a wash of color on my cheeks. I need it. Obviously, I'm very light. And you'll notice, just to balance off this look, I need something. I need to, I can't just walk around with, you know, nothing on my skin and then put on a lipstick. It'll be too much. So I need a little bit of color on my face just to balance this all off. But still making sure that the eyes are the main focus. I think this blush is a nice complement to this eyeshadow look. It gives a little bit of a bronzy effect to the skin. And you'll notice I'm going quite high on the cheekbone here. This isn't about being, you know, fresh everyday look. This is about a bit of drama. So I want to make sure that my blush is kept at this level on the top of my cheekbone rather than on the apple of the cheek or a little bit lower. That's something that you would do, you know, I would apply my blush a little bit differently during the day than I would for a look like this. If I think that I've gone a little bit too low with my blush, then I can just use a little sponge to clean up around that area. Okay, now I've chosen a lip color that is quite neutral as well. And this one is from MAC as well, and it's called Modesty. And it's just a nice nude with a little bit of a pinky undertone. And here's your final look. I know that this look is not for everyone, but for those who have asked for it, I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this type of video and you like seeing more dramatic eye makeup looks and how you can do this type of look when you are a little bit more mature, by all means comment below and let me know. I'd love to know what you think and the type of content you'd like me to show you. I thank you so much for watching. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you for subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Age Perfect Beauty.